this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome to all returning subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. So, hey guys, I'm trying something different. I'm on StreamYard. So I'm going to basically do a video today talking about the different cities and areas of Dallas, because this is something that I've been getting a lot of questions about. I do have one video that I did when I first started my YouTube channel that talked about the areas, but I feel like I need to do an update due to more cities have been built up, more neighborhoods, more people have come to Texas. So I'm a visual person. So I wanted to be able to try to give you visuals too. And this is something that I'm not sure if it's really out there, but I wanted to put it out there just in case you needed this information. So let's get started, shall we? I can't make no mistakes. I can't burp. I can't blow my nose. I can't do anything because I'm literally being recorded. I don't know how to trim all this yet. So I'm still learning, you guys, on how to like maneuver. You know, I'm a baby techie. So when I learn how to do things on my own without having to ask Charles or Jordan for any help, I'm really happy about it. So with that said, I am going to share cities, the map, the areas of Dallas, because I always describe Dallas, but I don't think that I don't know if I give maybe a good explanation on how it looks or what the city is actually like, right? So Dallas is just the main city. So if you live in any of these cities that no one else has heard of, and they say, what is the nearest city to you? The nearest major city, you would typically say Dallas. Or if you're closer to the Fort Worth region, you would say Fort Worth, right? So I wanted to talk about the difference in the areas and the cities. So if you are looking to move to Texas, if you are looking to relocate to the Dallas area, if you are already here and you are a transplant and you are thinking about, possibly buying a house, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, I'm going to show you the mapping of everything. So maybe it can make sense. You can maneuver a little bit better because it is so big here. It is really huge. And the thing with that is you can get lost in the sauce. You will not know where you are. So let's get started with that. I'm going to share my screen. I have pulled up two different maps. So the one that I want to share with you first is going to be, just be patient with me, you guys. Okay. Diesel house. Let's see. Sorry, Diesel wants to go outside. He's going to have to wait because he did not have to go outside until I got on camera. So anyway, all right, I'll share my screen and I'm going to share this map. Okay, so this is Dallas, right? So when you think of the city Dallas, a lot of people think that it's just Dallas, right? It's not. It is a huge umbrella. That's the only thing I can call it. I always describe it as that. So here's basically the umbrella, right? This is Dallas. So around Dallas, you have all these other cities. You have cut this basically in half, like, draw a line across this. And then you're going to have the region of North Dallas. And then you're going to have the region of South Dallas. So when people think about moving to Dallas, they don't know what's what. So I have people asking me, hey, I'm looking at Arlington, Plano, and Mesquite. Okay, so you're thinking about three different cities in three different regions, right? So Arlington is basically located around this vicinity. Sorry, my nose, my allergies. And then Plano is located up. I'm gonna show you another map, but I just want you to understand, you're looking at like an area here, then you're looking here, and then you're looking over here, right? So let's talk about the cities that this map shows. You have the main part of Dallas. So here's Love Field Airport. Then here's Highland Park. So Love Field is right next to Highland Park. You have University Park. Then you have areas like Mesquite over here. You have Sunnyvale over here. You have, go up, you have Rowlett. And then Rockwall is way over here. Then you have Garland. and then you go back over, then you have Richardson. Then you go over here and you have Addison. Then you see Carrollton. So you see all the cities that are close to each other, right? Then you have Capel. Then by Capel is DFW Airport. So we're going to jump down, and then you're going to see Irving. Then to the left, there's Grand Prairie. Then below that, there's Duncanville. And then below that, you start to get to the cities that I always talk about: Cedar Hill, DeSoto, Lancaster. I don't talk much about Hutchins or Wilmer, but there's Seagoville over there. So as you can see, none of the areas are always close to each other, right? There's Garland, there's Richardson. I want to show you this map as well, because this one is an even better one. Okay, so here we go. So look at, again, you see how Dallas is really big lettered? Because Dallas is the major city, right? So when you look at Dallas and you think, hey, I want to move there, you have to understand that you're looking at all these different cities. So this map actually includes way more cities. So I wanted to show you the other one and then show you this one to show how that map does not show a lot of cities. And then you'll look at another map and it'll show you twice, triple the amount. So that's why a lot of people get lost and confused, because they don't realize that all of these areas actually exist, right? So again, we're gonna basically cut it in half like this. Above is gonna be considered the North Dallas region. Below is gonna be considered the South Dallas region. I hope you guys have pen and paper to take notes. So peep how it shows, these are the cities that I mainly hear about. These are the cities that I have people mainly asking about. They'll ask about Frisco, which is here, Plano, Allen, McKinney. I hear about Irving. You see that's down here. Then Grand Prairie, then Arlington, Duncanville, Cedar Hill, Mansfield. So do you see how all of these cities are not next to each other? You have Royce City over here. You have Rockwall. You got Farmersville up there. Now Princeton, a lot of people ask about Princeton. Princeton is located around in here. So it's settled right between Farmersville and McKinney. So for whatever reason why, I guess it's not big enough for them to map it yet, or this could have been an older map. But Terrell, when people say, oh, I'm thinking about Terrell, Terrell is about an hour and a half from Dallas with probably no traffic. So you have to think about all of the different areas that you're looking into. Over here, you have the west part, which is Colleyville, Hurst. That's a little bit west of Irving. Then you have Farmers Branch. Farmers Branch is located right by Addison. Then you go up, you have Carrollton. So although, please understand, you have these cities, like here's the Highway 380. So 380 goes all the way from Greenville all the way out to Denton. So it goes through all these cities, right? Goes through Farmersville, Princeton, McKinney. Then it goes through Frisco. You see that's right here. Then it's going to go over to Little Elm, Arbery, Savannah, and then you're going to hit Denton. So in the midst of all that, you're passing through all these different cities, right? So I cover more of the North Dallas region. I'm able to help more of that area because that's more of my market. But South Dallas, I'm able to do as well. I would just maybe have to do a little bit of research based on what you're asking me, but I know enough to be able to explain this to you. So when you think about, hey, I want to move to Garland area, see how there's Garland right here. It's right next to Richardson, right? Then you have Murphy, you have Wiley. Then you go up, you get Lucas, which is my dream city. Then you have Allen, which is above there. So all of these cities are like right next to each other. But then you say, I like Allen, but I want to look at Cedar Hill too. Okay, so that's here. You're jumping all the way down here. Cedar Hill is down here. So you're looking at a city that is in North Dallas region, and then you're looking at a city that's in the South Dallas region. So something that I encourage people to do is kind of have an idea, more so pinpoint of what you're interested in. So if you're looking at certain lifestyles, if you're looking at to have your kids in sports, if you're looking for more, diversity, like you have to be mindful of all the cities that you're looking at. So also another point and tip is think about where you might work. That makes a difference. So say for instance, you are looking to live in Cedar Hill, but your job is located in Addison? You're driving way up here every day, right? So it's not as simple as it sounds because all you're thinking of is Dallas. You have to be mindful that it's a huge metroplex and there's longer miles. Everything is way more spread out. So you have to think about gas, time on the road, commuting, kids at school, if you have children. If you're by yourself, that's different. But, also I want you to look over here to the left as well. This is going to be more considered. This is Fort Worth area. So Dallas is over here. We're not even talking about all the cities that are in Fort Worth region. There's a whole bunch of cities over here as well. So you have to think about that and be very mindful of when you are looking to move here. So when you're asking me what cities do I recommend, I'm going to recommend the cities that I think are cool, right? But that does not mean that they are all close to each other. I asked everybody, what are you looking for? What's your lifestyle? A, B, C, D, E. Like that's kind of giving me an idea of what cities to recommend to you. And I always ask everybody, where are you going to be working? Because I'm not going to have you moving to Plano and you're working way in Grand Prairie. That's very much at least a 2+ hour commute every day. So I hope this helps you understand how the mapping looks. You have to be mindful of the cities that you are looking to relocate to. You have to look at commuting time. You have to look at all this information. Hold on, let me come back to the camera. So it's a really big place, right? Some things that I can point out to you to do, I would recommend watching vlogs of different people who are in different areas. Look at, what I try to do when I vlog, I try to show the streets. I try to show the areas because it's one thing to show a home, but it's another thing to show the street or what the block looks like before you get to that home, right? Try to look for different areas and points so you can see what everything looks like before you are picking a particular city. So for instance, if you want to look at just an example, Crandall, because that's where my best friend just moved. She went to Crandall. So what I would recommend you do is to see if there's any videos with Crandall online. Then look at a map and then see what cities are surrounding that area. When you look at that area, go look for blogs that have those cities because this is letting you know the vicinity of the area that you want to live in. If you want to look at Addison, what you would do is map Addison and then see cities around Addison. There's Carrollton, Farmers Branch, and I believe and Addison's right next to Richardson. So these 3 cities, look up vlogs or the city websites of these cities. My changes keep lopsided. I'm so sorry. It's bothering me. Ugly. Look up Farmers Branch. Look up Carrollton. Look up Addison. Look up Richardson. Look at all of the surrounding cities that are near your area of interest. Because then what that does is it shows you the whole vicinity, right? The area that you're going to live in is not going to be the area that you're just going to stay in. You're going to frequent out other places. You're going to go to malls. You're going to go to shops. You're going to go to restaurants. You're going to go to work. You're going to go to events eventually, so you want to know the area that you're going to be in. So when people ask me, where's the area safe? Well, on the block, sure it is. I mean, it's yeah. But then when you go 15 minutes east, it may not be as desirable as the 15-minute drive where you're located now. So all this take into account. Keep in mind, construction is bad everywhere out here right now. Construction is bad everywhere out here right now. So you have to be mindful when you're picking an area. Do you want to be in an area that is highly, filled with construction? You're going to have to go to work every day. You're going to have to pick up your kids. Like, you never know, anything can happen. When traffic happens here, traffic's at a standstill. So do you want to live where tollways are? Do you want to live in Frisco where the only tollways is Dallas Tollway and 121, right? If you work downtown, then that means coming from Frisco. Let me share my map again. Hold on. Okay. Still learning. Okay. So, for instance, if you are living in Frisco, right, the only main freeways for you is 121 and Dallas Tollway, right? So, actually, yeah, see, 121 is right here. And then I can't see Dallas Tollway. Excuse me, but 121 is right here. So, then you want to think about how far do you want to travel to work? Say if you worked in downtown. Here's Frisco. Downtown is over here in this vicinity. So that means you're going to have to take Dallas Tollway all the way down towards downtown, or you can take the 121 to the 35, which would get you downtown. But either way, you have to think about these things. Like on those days where you're rushing, you're going to have to take a tollway. So then you have to pay for that. Is that really what you want to do? Some people may not mind, and that's fine, but I'm just giving you all the different options and explanations. So where I live, where I bought my house, in my mind, I said, I don't want to be near a tollway. I don't want a tollway being my only option for me to get where I need to go, right? So where I moved, hold on. I moved where I'm near 75. 75, no matter where I've lived in Dallas, 75 has always been my main freeway. Because in my mind, I don't want my only option being a tollway. I'm near 75 and 121. So sometimes when I need to go to Frisco or I need to go to the airport, whenever I go travel and I go to the DFW airport, I always take 121 because it's quicker to get to the airport taking 121 because it takes you straight out. Versus if I take the regular freeways, I gotta take 75 to 635 all the way out. So I'm about having options and I don't like to be limited. So you have to think about where you're placing yourself, right? So when you look at maps, look at the freeways, look at the nearest freeway to you, look at the school districts that you're placing yourself in. Check those particular schools and see what the ratios are. What are the demographics? What's the curriculum like? Like all these things need to be taken into account. So when I ask people, what is your lifestyle? What are you looking for? Like, what do you like to do for fun? Like, why does this keep going over here? When I ask you, what do you like to do for fun? Like, okay, if you tell me my son is into football, I'm not going to tell you to move to a city where sports isn't really popping like that. I'm going to tell you to go to a place where I know your son can possibly get scouted. Does that make sense? I'm not going to, if you tell me you're into happy hours and you like to, do meetups, you like to, hang out and you're by yourself, you're 27, you don't have any kids and all that, then I'm going to tell you, hey, you might want to be closer to the city. There's Addison, then there's, University Park area, there's, areas that's closer to Deep Ellum, there's areas that's closer to downtown where you can frequent and do these things that you like. Everybody is different. Every situation is different. Every client that I get, I promise you, is different. So I'm going to give everybody a different answer based on what you're looking for, as far as your lifestyle. Your lifestyle matters. For me, I wanted to live in a place that was quiet, peaceful. I don't like the city. I don't like the city bustle. I grew up in the city. So I don't want to live where it's frequent, just it's popping. I don't want that. That's not what I was looking for in my life, right? But there are people who are still into that. I had a friend, perfect example. I had a friend, I went to Disney World recently and he was like, which parks do you think is the best? I want to go to one. I said, oh, go to Epcot. I think you'll like Epcot the best. So he got back and I said, hey, what did you think about it? He was like, it was meh to me. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I didn't really, it was cool, but I wasn't just like, it was like whatever to me. It was a lot of walking. And I was like, I enjoyed it. I absolutely loved Epcot. I think I liked that out of all the parks. And he was like telling me about Orlando. And he was like, I don't really like Orlando. I'm not really, and I'm like, me, I would live in Orlando. So he was like, yeah, I'm more into Miami. I'm more into the city nightlife. I'm more into the South Beach thing. So that goes to show how two people can think absolutely different. So when you're looking at these cities to move to, understand that each of them provides something different for you. And you have to know what kind of lifestyle you are looking for. So with that said, I'm gonna share this one more time. One more time. So please just understand and let this be your takeaway. When you are looking to move to Dallas, please be mindful that there are a plethora of cities. It matters what you are looking for, what you can afford, what you're wherever you're looking to plant seeds. Now, just because you come here and you rent, just say in Cedar Hill, that doesn't mean in 2 years you may want to stay in Cedar Hill. You might venture out and realize, hey, I like the colony. So all of this can matter. And then once you do settle somewhere, you're going to find your doctors there. You're going to find kids doctors there. You're going to find a dentist. You're going to find, you're going to basically settle and find your life there. So how do I do that? Okay. So, you have to think about, once you settle somewhere, you got to find a nail shop, you got to find a barber shop, you got to find a dentist, you got to, all these things, if you wear glasses, you have to find an optometrist. You have to find all these things based on where you live. So if you say to yourself, I may eventually want to venture out and move to Plano, then probably don't get all your doctors located in your area. Maybe get them in a center of maybe like Addison area, because that's a center point. So even when you do move to Plano, you can still frequent to the doctor in Addison. Does that make sense? Like, don't make it all in one place if you don't plan on being there forever, because it's a huge difference. Like, if I had a doctor that was in Grand Prairie, I would change that doctor, because I'm not driving an hour and a half to see them, unless it's a specialist and you have to, because there's none others in the area. That's different. But you just have to be mindful of wherever you decide to land is where your life is going to be. So you have to know really where you want to go. I can do my best to give you suggestions and to help, guide you and help you figure out what works best for you. But ultimately, it's going to be up to you. Hold on. Ultimately, look at me learning. It's going to be up to you and works best for you. Like, I'm going to probe you because I want to understand what it is that you're looking for. But ultimately, I have to follow what you're telling me, and I have to suggest based on the information that you're providing to me. So just understand going forward, if you're looking to move here or looking to relocate from another city, you could be in Waxahachie and then say, hey, I want to live in North Dallas. Where should I live in North Dallas at? Like, understand that there are so many freaking cities, and you just have to know the areas that you want to be in and what works best for you. I'm here to answer any questions how I can. If you see this video and you want to drop some comments, go right ahead. I'm very big on us all learning from each other. Like, I wasn't born in Dallas, so I've been here 15 years. There's still areas that I haven't even been to. There's still areas that I'm getting familiar with right now. So, it's all good to get information from each other and learn from each other and, grow together. But I can tell you right now, it's not going to slow down. It's not going to stop. Like, I did one video 3 years ago, and I feel like I needed to do another one. Like, I haven't even spoken about the areas of like Forney and all those, like, it's just so many, but Forney is near Crandall and Terrell. So in case you need to know, but there's so many different cities. And if I didn't include any on here, because I'm literally going off script right now with this video, let me know and we can, look into the city that you're interested in or whatever. But I think for the most part, let me share again. Hold on. Let me share again. Hold on. Trying add to stream. Okay. So understand that this is a lot of city. This map is actually pretty good. There's a lot of coverage. Because you see how there's Terrell, then there's Sunnyvale. Forney is above Sunnyvale. So I don't know why Forney's not on here. Forney's not on here. Princeton's not on here. Aubrey's not on here. There's some cities that is missing from this map. Crandall's not on here. That's an upcoming area. It's right next to, it's right by Terrell and Forney. So this little area here is not really covered as much. But even understand, with that said, that goes to show you that there are so many areas. Waxahachie, I don't see on here. So there's a lot of areas that aren't even included. So understand, there's a lot to cover. But, when you ask me, try to look at some cities, try to look at the demographics, try to understand what is it that you're looking for. Try to understand what kind of lifestyle you want, short term and long term, because then that way I can better plant you. Because, for instance, Forney don't have a lot of apartments. So if you're looking to rent out there, you're not going to be able to rent an apartment because there's not many. So you'll probably have to rent a house and then eventually buy a house if you want to stay in that vicinity. Like in Princeton, they're just now starting to build apartments. So yeah, you can get an apartment in Princeton, and you can turn around and buy a house too. So Princeton is a city where you can do both. Same as McKinney, same as Plano, same as Grand Prairies. There's a lot of areas. I didn't talk about Heath, Euless, like all those other cities are even out west past Irving. Las Colinas, people like there, but Las Colinas doesn't have a lot of houses. It's more rentals, so you have, and Las Colinas is a part of Irving. So a lot of people don't understand that. So you can live in Las Colinas in terms of rentals, but to buy a house, you'd have to venture out and move in an Irving neighborhood. So many of these things matter in terms of wanting to relocate and move. And it makes sense to know the vicinity before picking a city. So I hope this information was helpful. I kind of wanted to just do a quick, check in with this. If you have any questions, of course, drop them below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the cities of Dallas? What do you think about the areas? Relocating here, what made you pick the city that you went to? What made you choose that area? Let's definitely discuss. And I've been meaning to do this video for a while and I got a little bit of time. So I thought I'd come on here, and I love StreamYard. Oh my gosh, it's really good for me. I might start doing my videos on here. But anyway, with that said, thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Drop some comments below. Let me know your thoughts, and I shall talk to you guys on the next video. Talk to you later. Mwah.